We will now hear on an industry perspective on this theme and topic. I would like to invite Mr. Dhaval Sampat, Manager Systems Engineering Emerging Fortinet, to share his insights. With a rich and experienced background in cybersecurity, he acts as a consultant and closely works with decision makers and integrators to securely achieve digital transformation journey in higher education. Associated with Fortinet for more than 9 years, he is managing large emerging market systems engineering teams across the perspective region and jointly assisting in securing higher education and other verticals across the country. Please put your hands together and let's welcome Mr. Dhaval Sampat.
Guys, hope it is audible. Oh, great. So I was sitting in the front row. I was hearing all the fellow speakers. I took few of output or outcome from those speaking slots. So Prabhu highlighted one of the very key challenge what I listed down is around the skill gaps, where there is a gaps in learning or educating or even at a certain level of teaching habits what we used to follow. The second speaker again, like Vipinji highlighted one thing is like continuous learning, and that learning is not limited to only to the students. The learning is also enabler to the tutors as well. So like Rohit has highlighted in the panelist, like train the trainer kind of a program. So that is also something to keep learning. Khatriji highlighted a very niche point, like community engagement, right? It's where we need industry people to come and run some engagement, a certification program for example, which will enable the dynamic learning outside that curriculum what they are typically learning in their 4 years career, right? So with this, I will just start my presentation, and any guess what is this? Any wild guess? Anyone? Blue screen scared us nowadays. But nothing, no offense to anyone. I just want to highlight the importance around it. How much we are dependent, and this is an unintentional thing what happens. This was not intentional. There was no cyber attack around it. This was purely an unintentional thing which happens, and the half of the world was down. The emergency services affected like anything, right? This is why we are dependent on the technologies today. And that's where I just highlight some of the survey, very specific to the educational domain. We took some survey, and this is a latest survey we used to publish every year on year. Since last 6-7 odd years we are publishing this survey. Now this is the 2024 survey, just launched 10 days back, July 2024 survey, and there are a lot of stuffs around it, but this is purely dedicated to education. What is the outcome? I just want to highlight few of them. Those who want this white paper around it, we have a stall there outside booth, and we can have this white paper. But the main thing I want to highlight here is few key findings around this survey. Okay, if you see this survey, 98% of the cybersecurity believes that if we enable the education system from the ground, the base, it will definitely help to decrease the attack landscape. This is where I heard some panelists talking about some niche learning. Let me give an example. Like we all talk about cybersecurity, but the biggest vertical for today's cybersecurity is something is the OT side of it, which is operational technologies. And I am not sure how many educational institute talks around OT security, which is altogether different language. It's not IT at all, it's OT, which is the machineries and those security. And the next cyber war which is supposed to happen whenever it happens is all about OT cyber war. It's not IT. Where power grid plant can be hacked, so whole power of a industry can be, or whole power of a city can be down. Simple as that. So are we enabling on those topics as well? So that's where people believe that if we start enabling the student, the base, okay, it will help us to reduce the attack surface. Now next is, there are a lot of findings around it. As I said, there is a white paper of 15-20 odd pages which you can have from our side. But the next is, any wild guess which is the most targeted attack in the education institute? What is the mechanism or what is the attack pattern which widely attacks the education institute or students or whosoever? Any guess? Sorry? Emails. I would give a sophisticated name, Phishing. Phishing. Or at the end of the day, ransomwares. But why the attack? Why the attack surfaces are growing? See the data. We are talking, the last panel was talking all about data, right? The data what is there in the institute, what they brings on the table, it's too much crucial for few of the industry to start digging on the marketing stuffs. We all know this very well now, right? We search for, let's say, just type Simla in a Google and you will get all the flight around the Simla on your mails for next 4, 5, 10 days. You all know this now. But having said that, this is what all data is all about. So data is very, very crucial. An educational institute is one where the data can be easily available. Why I am saying easily available? Because of the students who are might not be fully aware on the phishing attacks. How to intrude is not that difficult for the education if intentionally they are trying to intrude. So phishing is one, maybe ransomware because of the clicking of multiple links, the notorious things students used to do. So these are the few denial of services, bring down the whole institute. इतना पैकेट फ्लो करो ISP डाउन हो जाएगा and the whole connection to the cloud may be stopped. And how much we are dependent on cloud you all know today, right, after the very recent incident. So this is what their targeted surface is growing and it will keep growing. Phishing, smishing, whatever, the calling, all those attacks are growing in this industry. The challenges are, I will just highlight not all but couple of them mainly. The first thing is the talent pool what we have in the education sector. Like people, like IT, let's say corporate. If you see the corporate IT team somewhere, they are like 5x or 7x higher than the educational IT team. And there is no harm into it because the vector of business is altogether different. But having said that, that corporate have like 5,000 employees where student have like 15-20,000 mask of an institute. And that's where the IT team is so small compared to the corporate IT team. So having that, bridging that gap is something which is required. Now bridging this gap doesn't mean I should put 100 more people into the IT side, it will be bridge that gap. But where is the skill set? The question lies in the first thing, the gap in the skills. So that is all that's one of the challenge. Second is risk management. What amount of risk we carry with this all digitalization is something we need to work out. Okay, we are bringing some new tools into it, but if that tools get hacked or get compromised in some of the other way, what is the impact it will be given to the organization? A simple thing, right? A simple mail written intentionally or unintentionally from the organization IP, okay, you will get directly a notification from CERT that your institute is throwing this mail to some of the delegates. Now then it's your job to deep dive into it and check which student does this, whether it is intentional or unintentional. So once we are bringing the tool, we need to do the risk assessment of it, that if that compromise, what is the impact for this to the organization. I will just take few slides on there, who are we in the terms and how we secure the education. Quick glimpse, all the numbers, I don't want to get into the numbers, but we are the one, the leading cybersecurity OEM, have a 750K plus customer base already, and every second firewall sold across the world, every second box of firewall sold across the world is of Fortinet. So we have some 50 plus product in our portfolio, and I don't want to highlight that product because if I start speaking, my whole slot will be went in that, speaking the name of the products. So I'm just here to create that trust between you and me, that how we can engage further and how we can work for the betterment of the society. So these are the few things. If you talk about Fortune 500, so this is where we are. Education sector, you can see we have top 8 institute are our customers out of 10 if we put it like 80% of the mask. Innovation. Dr. Jere talks about it, the innovation is the key to the industry, right? And we are also believing in this. So we have a highest number of patent registered across the security domain. It's somewhere around 1,000, for 950 plus patents already registered, and few are already in a pipeline. And we are the biggest in this contributor as well to develop a patented technology and then get it patented. Gartners, IDCs, Forrester, you took any name, definitely we as a brand will be there representing it. And we are the only brand in the industry who holistically applies a Gartner leader or challenges. So whether you talk about infrastructure security, you talk about cloud security, you talk about gateway security, you talk about network security, or you talk about single vendor SASE, which is nothing but a cloud offering platform. Next. This is where, as I said, we have 50 plus product in our portfolio. We just bifurcated in mainly in 3 components: secure architecture, secure networking, unified SASE, and that's the security operations, which nothing but a SecOps, the visibility part of it, which is way too required when you implement this kind of digital securities. Okay. Integration is a key. So we, as an industry analyst, we cannot move without saying, okay, you bring all the technology in the table from one OEM and then integrate. No. We are ready to integrate. We are the highest in the industry who can integrate with 700 plus different technologies. So let's say if you are already invested into few of the technologies, securing your network, we are there to integrate with them, work in a collaboration with them, share the intelligence what we can share with them, and then we can now have a collaborated efforts to secure your organization. Now let me highlight a couple of case studies across this cyber security, just how the institutes are now engaging the digital transformation or securing the digital transformation journey. This is one of the pioneer district school who has a multiple products. They have technology in place in certain sense, but they have multiple security products in place, and they are getting problem where they are trying to integrate it, trying to simplify it, and the last thing is trying to manage it. So if you are not able to manage those level of multiple point products, it's very, very difficult to take optimal output or outcome out of those technologies. Because these are not technologies where you can just plug and play and things will be up and running. No, this need configuration, they need analysis, they need continuous process engagement to these technologies. So what they have done, they gone with whole over stack. Actually what they done is this: they simplified the network. They simplified the network infrastructure. They simplified the advanced attack, which is we call as a 0 day. I hope you heard the name called 0 day. What is 0 day? 0 day is nothing but the code which is not invented till date. The malicious code, I mean to say. The malicious code which is not invented till date, that is something we want us to get protected from that. And that is which is not invented, how we are make sure we need to protect from this. So there are a lot of behavior analysis happens when those kind of files are supposed to run. And that's where again organization has integrated the whole framework, and from where they are protected, email vertical, 0 day protection, and starting from infrastructure till cloud platform, they got themselves protected. This is what they have done, and they simplified this. So the whole product portfolio what they deployed as a single plane of management. So they don't need to have multiple point products to manage differently, easy to manage, easy to get support and troubleshoot. Whenever they face some issues, it's easy because only one OEM or couple of OEM where they need to depend. So they went into the platform approach. Next, a very good example, again a very fast growing university in Ahmedabad, who has a very simple concern. I think it's correlated to anyone in this room today. They want to have a visibility of each and every bring your own devices. Simple as that. Each and every bring your own devices, they just need a visibility out of it. They don't need to protect those elements by putting a client into their machine, because that is something no one can do that, because it's my own device. Right? I may not allow you to put the client into it. So they just want a visibility around it. They need to make sure that whatever activities they are doing from the education corporate network, it should get monitored. Simple as that. So what they have done earlier, they are into this setup. They are into this kind of setup. They have a firewall, they have a core switch, there are multiple switches, and there are wireless access point and so on. What changes we bring on a table is, we put a firewall, a 40-net firewall can manage switches as well as wireless infrastructure, which is called access points. The same firewall can manage all the things. Then there is a layer of it. I am not getting techie into it, but the same firewall can do a firewalling, can do a SD-WAN, can do a switch monitoring, can do a AP management as well. So your wired infrastructure or a wireless infrastructure are managed by a single pane of glass. So there is no distinguish between wired में है तो ये manage करेगा, wireless पे तो ये manage करेगा. It's all single pane of glass management. So wherever the user, whether they connect a cable on a laptop, we have a visibility from the same dashboard. Whether they connect a wireless access point, the same dashboard. Okay. Out of this, what they did is, and we shown them ROI, they just add one more firewall in the same domain, in the same network, and created the whole network as a high availability. If one firewall goes down, the other firewall will take care for the whole setup, which was not there in the previous case. And still the ROI is way too better when you compare to this setup, because they need a lot of manpower here, a lot of troubleshooting, time consuming job at this stage of it. Very simple job, but a very, very effective way. The next is giving back to society. This is something we believe very seriously into it, and we pledge to have 1 million certified cyber security resources, which we call as a network security expert, which is NSC program what we run. We pledge to have 1 million by 2026. And this is some programs what we run. I will come on detail as well. You can have our cyber threat assessment program, which we call CTAP, for free. So what applications are running in your network, what kind of attacks are passing through your network, we can analyze it and we can give you the report. No charge for that. We can have a no cost security awareness training at your institute if you feel that can be helpful. Phishing awareness training, we can run those things. And the last part, this is what we called network security expert certification. So fundamental, associate are the 2 level, which is free for everyone, free for all the public. But professional, specialist and expert is something which is paid, and the very heavy fees attached to the certification exam cost itself. Now why I am saying heavy fees, because it's in dollars, and when we convert it's really heavy fees. But what we bring to the academy is, this is what all we can bring to the academy, which we call the Fortinet academic program. What we do in this academic program, there is no charge for this program, just we need to sign an NDA with you on this. That's it. There is no commercial attached to it. What we bring on the table is course exam material. The next is instructor slides. So we train the trainers. We'll give you all the material what you required to run this. The next is instructor guides, student guides. What you need to run for students are there. Lab guides. Okay, if students want to access, makes their hand dirty by doing some configuration changes, some troubleshooting of the world, they can do this. And the vouchers, the exam vouchers, what I highlighted, the professional, the security expert, those kind of vouchers are freely available. And there is no limit, no cap. Educational institute for the student can ask for n number of vouchers with this program. So no cap around it. And yeah, again, the virtual machines to set up the expert labs and so on. This is all what we can deliver having this Fortinet academic program. And we are successfully running this academic program at least 15 to 20 universities in India. Globally, we run around, I think 70 plus universities. But in India also, we have very sizable mass, it's 15 to 20, is already registered, and we are running this program as well. So this can be, there's no bridge between that skill gap and keep learning, where your faculties can also get this equal exposure of learning in cybersecurity. The last thing, yeah, we have a booth outside. You can expect our connects there. Our leadership team is there. Our sales, our subject matter experts are there. Resources, you can expect the white papers of this. And if you want this more detail on this academic program, or the future or the way to converge in terms of cybersecurity, we are happy to have a networking side outside. And any questions, or else I am done with the presentation. Okay. Thank you then, no questions. Thank you guys for listening.